you're playing Ana or any other character, keep in mind that widows often hook here in front of the window or there or even there, and um, you can easily get sniped here, so you would eventually die. So this position is a really bad spot if you don't have an Orisa Shilla right in front of you. So this is the first thing, you could easily get sniped from there. So where you should stay is, wait, you have two options. You can either stay with the soldier because this is a little bit harder to snipe, like the widow can't see you through the windows. But this left side over here is the best spot because you can see the choke and the widow can't see you. Then you can fall back to the mini inside or to the mini in the back, and you can also go back to point at any moment. Okay, now I have the chat in front of me, so in case you want to tell me something, I can read it right away. Of course I'm not gonna read what Rank says. Okay, in general, although this is lower rating, the tendencies of players is to use sleep as soon as they can hit something. The way you use your abilities in Overwatch is use your abilities in order to get the most out of it. So in this occasion, if you want to climb, you need to use your abilities selfish, equals. You need to sleep targets that are threatening you or that can do really serious damage to the opposite players. In this situation, D.Va, although it's a really easy sleep to hit, she can get away. There is no threat for you, there is no threat for the soldier of dying because you can just heal him up once, you know. So, and also she can eat your sleep from this distance. So this sleep should have been thrown, just in my opinion, because in case a Tracer would have dashed to the point and she heard that you don't want to have any sleep, then she would just 1v on you really easily. That's the first thing, and that's the first thing that Ana players need to learn, is you need to start using your sleeps selfishly. Use it for peel, because if you play Tracer against McCree, for instance, high elo Tracers go like, does the McCree have flashbang? Yes, then he won't go in. Like the Tracer won't go in. But if the McCree uses flashbang, then that means that he can take the duel really easily. The same applies for every character, like for Winston or everything. If you're gonna climb up, you're gonna see that people actually listen to abilities and know what they can do when you use your abilities. So it would have been best in this situation maybe to try and sleep the Reinhardt because he just walked in, you know, like instead of getting the D.Va. Okay, the heals are fine. Always keep in mind that you need cover. I see that you get cover from that, and that's really good, but always remember, especially on HANAMURA, that you can get sniped really easily. So playing from point is a no-no. The heals are fine, there's no requirement for you to like fast zoom or do zoomless shots. Okay, that happens. It's fine. Okay, so in this situation, the problem with doing zoomed in shots is that your visibility is limited, and this is why I do a lot of fast zooms, because when you see a lot more if you're unscoped, right? So if you're scoped, you see less. Wait, you heard Reaper's footsteps for a bit, like you heard him. Or like always keep in mind about what you hear. I don't know if you heard him actually, because you hesitated for a couple of seconds. Wait. So now you heard him, so you can reposition yourself. He could have just walked in front of you if you wouldn't have heard him. The heal over there, something happens, you know, like it's 12 in the morning, okay, you miss a heal, then can heal him. This sleep is just unlucky, it was the good intention. The Reaper could have shifted instantly, which he did. It's unlucky that you missed the sleep, but this shit happens, like you just need practice. About how to duel him, in my opinion, especially against Reaper, it is best for you to just left click once and throw your grenade instantly instead of letting your grenade kill him off like as the last shot, because Reaper can heal himself. So you just need to throw the nade instantly, which you did, like you did the shot nade, which is actually a really good mechanic to be seen in Silver. So props to you. So like doing the zoomless shot and then animation cancelling with your nade is really smart, and I wouldn't expect to see this unless it's a master review, so good job about that. When you see that you actually shot once, Anna's animation can also, like zooming in animation and unscoped animation, can also like allow you to do auto attacks for free. So you can just shoot then auto attack, shoot then auto attack, and if he walks right in front of you, it was a good dodge by you jumping over him. That was really smart. You could just auto attack him once, because he was purple. The soldier would have killed him instead of shooting him once, you know. So that's the small duel thing. The sleep was good. This execution was really well, and now you can just auto attack him like without any problem. Now you can get easily right click by a Zen, 1v1 by the McCree or snipe by the Widow, so I'm not gonna cover this anymore. The fact that Diva died there is not your fault. That sleep was okay because Zen was low. And now, okay, that's a small reaction time about quick scopes, which I'm gonna teach you after. If Reaper shifts into somebody at a really long distance, you need to nade him instantly instead of shooting him. Like you can do a fast unscope shot like you did and then nade him so he can't heal up. That was really smart. About this situation, honestly, what you could have done was just maybe fast scope the soldier once, but I think he would have died from the Fan the Hammer anyway. I don't know, bro. Like, the limitations are there. Like, of course, ignore the like where you should position yourself and so on. Ignore this duel. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna talk about this duel because your tank just fucked up there. This point was lost not because of you. This point was lost because of people that died randomly, like the Orisa and so on. The only thing I can like um, tell you is that the Farah died because you didn't quick scope her once, probably because the Zen killed her. So I don't think he got a right click off. That's for us, so that's unlucky. Also, your Zen could have healed her, so don't blame yourself. And maybe that you got a lot of like two people were focusing on the Reaper and you didn't hit a shot or something like that, so you couldn't heal the others. Also over here you saw that your Diva was low and I think you could have healed her, but you like tunnel vision. Like you see she's really low, she's still in mech. She uses Matrix and then you run back to point. You know? Like you don't look at your allies. Like in the second you are safe when you're playing support, you need to look at your allies instantly and try to help them out. Like over here, the Diva and Orisa went inside, okay, but you could have healed Diva. Like I don't think she would have went inside if you would have healed her up again. So maybe you have a part of the fault of losing this point, but it's not the biggest one. Again, over here, just pay more attention and don't tunnel vision that much. That's the main mistake. Like, try and be proactive. When you play support flex, you need to think it like this. Am I safe? No. Then I'm gonna try and eliminate that thing that makes me unsafe. But after that, the question appears again. Am I safe? Yes. Then I'm gonna help the others. I'm not gonna help myself by repositioning or so on. Just keep repeating this. Like, only Reaper can get to you and Diva by shifting, but you can hear her. And over here, the small things, like, okay, the Zen goes into you. I don't know, you could have probably, you got panicked that he would kill you after, so you naded instantly. That was okay. The sleep just comes from experience again. You tried a quick scope, which was good in this situation, and this unlucky shots just happen. You got 2 shots off, so that's good. So far, it's on the first point on Hanamura. It's about map positioning, like you should hug this wall, and about tunnel visioning. Those are the only things you have did wrong, in my opinion. So you need to like mechanically, it happens, but generally, like the things I'm telling you can make you probably a diamond slash master player really fast. From there on, you just need to learn how to outplay your opponents and so on. And I think that covering the basics is what gets people to diamond slash master. Over here, this is the spot where you should play in. The only problem is that your Zen is playing from the same side, and that's really bad because they can focus you down really easily. You should have went towards the left side when this happens. You see me do this a lot, because for them it's harder to dive the Zen here and Diana there. If you're both staying here, it's really easy for them to know where the healers are, you know? So, although this is your spot, generally, you should probably go towards the left side, not on the stairs, over here down on low ground. You're not staying in front, which is good. You're staying at the back, you're staying in a safe spot, you're trying to heal people up. Now about healing them over from around here, just keep in mind that every time you're healing them, you're exposed. So right now, the Zen can kill you from there, from there, from there, from there. Like, everybody can shoot at you. Your only cover is the wall over here on the right that's blocking people from killing you from the right side. This small thing, and this shield from that area. But in the rest, like, the rest of it, you can get killed really easily. And I think that this is another mistake that players do in a lot of Elos, is that they do not acknowledge the concept of cover. So you need to have cover. See, like in this scenario, you can still see them and you have cover by this. So you close the areas from where they can shoot you, from there, there, and there. And they can come only from there, so you can keep an eye out where they poke you out. Now you're exposed. Now this is a perfect spot if they're all mid, because they can't see you and you can see them. I think, am I making any sense? I really hope that I'm making sense, because this is a basic principle that also applies in Counter-Strike, even in Fortnite, because you told me that you play Fortnite a lot and that you can own me Kappa in Fortnite. No, actually that you, like, you know Fortnite a lot better than me. So it's the same thing over here. See, you're exposed from there, you're exposed from there, you're exposed from there, you're exposed from everywhere. And you can just deny this by just hugging the wall or like closing the angle out. Like you can just sit way in the back and just heal the tanks up. This is what happens in... Oh, that's a nice sleep, bro. This is the prime mistake of every player in CSGO, in everything, in every FPS. Just learn how to cover the angles better. That was unlucky that somebody woke him up, so... I don't expect any coordination from this raiding when you sleep somebody, so probably you can just leave him alone. Over here again, see, you can still heal them from the back, but you're exposed from high ground. And now heals. And now take cover. That was a 6 sleep, and then you got outplayed a bit by the D.Va bomb. So over here, again, you could have avoided everything from this. Like, you complicated yourself. You just walked out, and now your brain is processing a lot of things. On one side, you have to heal this, like, even though you're not focusing on the guy on the right side, your brain sees this thing, and it like adds a task to towards your decision making. So you have this guy over here, you have these two tanks, you have this D.Va over here, and you have the McCree on high ground. The second you hear the McCree on high ground, the D.Va bomb, and then you see this. So you have like 4 priorities now. Either heal somebody from here, either heal this, either try to sleep him, either run away from the bomb, or run away from the McCree ult. So there are a lot of things going in your brain, which could have been easily solved by you just isolating yourself and playing from a really safe spot. Like for instance, if you would have played from here from the beginning, this thing would block McCree from high ground. So it's not your job to like try and um, like sleep the McCree, for instance. Like if you can hear him and then you walk out and sleep him, that's really good. But the reason you fucked up was that you probably aren't accustomed towards multi-processing a lot of informations, because in my opinion support flexes can, like, the support flexes are one of, if not the smartest players in the teams, because if they process the things badly, they can die, and they do the most healing from the team usually and the most damage. So over here, your brain tells you this. Again, as a conclusion, your brain tells you, I'm gonna heal these guys because the D.Va shifted in. And then your brain sees this, this, and this, and now you have a decision. You take the decision to sleep the McCree because you trust your sleep. So that's really good. If you wouldn't have slept the McCree, he would have gotten a lot of kills probably. You sleep him, and then your brain in this second focuses on you getting the sleep, because you see you pick him after towards the right side instead of like standing here. The second you hit the sleep, you hear the transcendence, and for a second you still try and see if the McCree slept, and you kind of have a small sense of security, you know, like see how much you pick, you forget about the D.Va bomb. So you just get out, you look at the D.Va bomb, and you die. It's not about you deciding what's badly, it's about you trying to isolate the options of you processing information, because that is one of the hardest parts in every gamer's experience. Like, you need to know how to make your life easier. In this, you would like eliminate the process of, let's say, McCree and D.Va from your brain if you would have just like stayed in that corner over there, like right in the back. But by you walking here, you are forced into picking at least 4 different things in half a second, in less than half a second, because the McCree would have killed you. You took one, that's good, you were proactive, you didn't panic. The thing that you picked out something from all the decision making shows that you have potential of improving, and shows that you actually care about the game, you know, like you actually enjoy it and you actually understand what's going on in it. But again, this is a really hard situation for me also to process. Like, the correct decision, if I would have been in this scenario, would have been for me to do this. I see the McCree, I sleep him, then I fast zoom the diva for a heal, then I walk over here, then the bomb explodes, and then probably I nano the diva if something else, like if the fight isn't won yet. So that is an insane amount of information to process in Silver Elo. So again, the fact that you pick something, is the most important thing, and you need to make your job easier. In order to make your job easier, you need to see as few things on the screen as possible. So again, you would have isolated everything out if you would just sit in the back, because you could see only these guys healing up and something like that. You just need to isolate yourself more. The fact that Diva killed two, unlucky with the Orisa and Diva, they should have walked out or shielded. That's not your bad. But the sleep on McCree I think was clutch. I think the soldier wouldn't have gotten this, the mech and so on. And I don't know if you can still contest it. But you contributed towards the potential of you winning the fight. This nano on Ryan was needed. So at this moment the nade was really good, bro. So far I want to contribute the winning of the fight in a percentage of at least 50% of you sleeping the McCree. Because I think that in the others would have died either from the Diva bomb, like two died and one got demeched, and the others would have just died from the high noon. So you suiciding yourself and sleeping the McCree, I think carried the fight. So that's just my opinion. Like, even though it was a bad thing overall, like, you know, the decision making and so on, like, I not isolating yourself in knowing what to process and when was bad. The fact that you picked the thing that would create like the biggest outcome towards their winning chances, and you nullified it by pressing shift and aiming at the McCree, then you just carried the point and you allowed your team to hold the point for another 4 minutes and 16 seconds. So in that fight I would actually contribute the fact that you essentially carried that fight. So again, see, the fact that you still have a lot of things and you pick the right thing out of all of them and you still did good, then that means that you have potential. The sleep on this, again, small mechanical things, they happen, then it's fine. One thing that I see you do a lot is you get out of position. If you're in a safe spot again, you can just right click and just zoom in. Like over here, you kill one guy. Then you see the guy is low, and I see that this is also a tendency in a lot of new players. They just walk in front. I like, it's like an aura that gives them more heal or more damage towards them. You just get out of your safe spot, out of the mini high ground from behind you, and just try to heal up the Rhine. And the diva, if this would have been a good diva, she could have just shifted to you and eat you, and you would have been dead. So this 1 or 2 seconds of you getting out of position could have essentially made you, like, kill you, if you know what I mean. But yeah, exactly, Lolzor, like, so far, if you just watch people play Ana or support flex in general on a lot of maps and you copy their positions, if you isolate the angles from where people are hitting you, like you see only they can hit you only from a few spots, and you don't get out of position that often, like this, if you wouldn't let me give you the rank, like if I want to see the rank, I would say that this is a plat, at least a plat, to be honest. Again, one thing, you want to keep your nade in this situation for like when people get low. The nade hitting at the Reinhardt over here was like, it was a high risk, high reward. When you're defending, at least in my opinion, you should try and drag out your abilities as much as possible. It is the attacker's job of creating openings in them winning the point, and it is your job as defender to try and create counters for their openings. The most important resource in Overwatch is time. So over here, if you, let's say you had nano, then the Rhine would have felt pressure to go ahead and hammer them. So the seconds of them walking towards point, like 1 or 2 seconds, you just give them for free. Because if your Rhine dies and the team fight is over, then it's over, but with minus 2 seconds that you use. Again, so yeah, the positioning and so on is really, you need to work on your positioning and on your general tunnel vision and so on. The thing is, I see that you have experience in games and so on because you're not afraid, you're proactive, and you're doing a lot of stuff. So playing from this spot is good, again. This sleep was decent. Like it was really good. Now don't focus the diva, that's really good, that's healing the Rhine. Okay, the hog is right next to you. But you see how much you swap positions and you expose yourself again? Like you expose yourself from there, from there, from everywhere. So you need to like try and isolate the angles. I'm gonna. So if I were you, I would play only from that corner until somebody comes to me, or until I need to pick out and see people. Now you're just running around. Of course, it's silver, so people are having a hard time of killing you. But this is what's getting frustrated when somebody kills you from across the map randomly. You know. Again, so the McCree, good dodge, good sleep.
Anna, thank you for saving my life for a good few seconds.
Ooh, people are so nice. Again, see, like when you're healing now, you can again, how to isolate the angles. You can just sit over here at this wall, you can still see the Rhine, but if you're sitting here, you can get hooked, you can get shot from behind the shield, you can get clicked by the Zen.
A good few seconds.
Of course, there's the Rhine shield, but you can still get killed from there. See, like the Zen died on point from the McCree, no point in him standing there. The heals are really good, like the aim and so on and the intentions are, I think you should be a lot higher than the elo of this VOD.
Nice work taking up the Pharah.
Good, good hits.
Nice work, team. Nice work. They're staggered. We should be good now.
I'm amazed that people actually talk in silver. I'm really amazed.
Don't go in there. Stay with us. You need to stay on point. I'm here to like.
This is like so intense. Like
Don't worry about that.
I expected
Stay in one
silver
direction.
games to be a, but this is actually quite decent, to be honest. Like it's a pleasant learning experience.
Nice work, soldier. Nice work.
One problem that
Don't worry about me. I'm saving my life.
that makes you like probably look bad when you're hitting things or doing sleeps or so on is the fact that I don't think you have on 144 hertz on monitor on your monitor, and that I see that your FPS count is really low. In my opinion, if you really want to hit all your shots, you need at least 144 FPS and 144 hertz. If you're really Overwatch League standards, 240 FPS or 240 monitor. But until then, missing a couple of shots, like don't go too hard on yourself. Even in VOD reviews or anything, like you do what you can with the things that you have. The second I swapped from a 60 hertz monitor and upgraded my PC and so on, I just got a lot of better results and started aiming better. Again, see, like in this situation, again dropped the same thing from a position, walked in front. Hey, Mikrep. Yeah, I agree, Lozor. Ooh.
Still trying to hold. Still trying to hold.
Hmm.
Nice work, team.
So
Nice work. Well done.
considering
Well
what
done.
you're playing, I think
Nice
you're
work, team.
doing actually a really decent job. So in my opinion, so far about your plays, I'm gonna check on the attack. This is like, see, like I see that you at least watch my stream, and like unless you watch other people also, like you see the monkey, he jumps in, a silver, like what's lower than silver? Bronze, right? So a silver player would probably just sleep the bubble, but you instead walk in the bubble and sleep him. And like you don't walk, you walk in front of him because you know that you can take 166 damage from his zapping and auto attack. So whatever caused you getting this low, just fucking ignore it, bro. Like you should be, based upon what you're playing, you can be plat like without any problem, and you can be low diamond really really easy. At least low diamond. If you improve your shooting and learn how to use your abilities better, and yeah, and that's it, then you can get masters without any problem. And from masters to GM, it's more about shooting and experience and so on. But you shouldn't be here, honestly. You should just find somebody to play with. Alright, so I'm gonna leave this again.
Alright, so
Let's see
hold
on
back,
attack.
guys. Hold back for a second.
You
Alright,
told me
attack
that
now,
it
attack
started
now.
lagging, so no problem. See, now this nade doesn't matter that you didn't come with any, like, if you would have kept your nade, you could have naded the Reinhardt over here. What the fuck is that mate doing? Now, see the mini tunnel vision again. Not a big problem. Like, this fight is not lost because of you. It's, wait, the cat is annoying me. Wait a second. So, over here again. What happened? What you should have done? Don't walk in
Alright,
front
attack
unless your
now,
tanks
attack
are in
now.
front. First thing, because you can get easily poked out by them and you don't want to force your nade off. Second, don't throw the nade. Your intention was throwing it over above and hitting the Orisa because you saw that from somebody else, and you see that even though I do it a lot, it actually doesn't pay off, especially on this choke point, because it's insanely hard. Like, even though the nade would explode over here, it still wouldn't hit them with the radius. So in my opinion, just don't throw this nade, and I need to think about it also. Second, you didn't hit the Roadhog hook and you're still walking in front. The hog could just come out and hook you, and I think if you dodge this, then good job. If it got lucky, then again, it happens. Over here, walking in front while the hog and the Mei are in front is again unlucky. And over here, like, see the tunnel vision, you know that the hog is in front, you know that he has hook, and the diva is low. See, like, mini tunnel vision. So again, a lot of things happened in this small segment. So in 10 seconds, overall, you did a lot of good intentional things, like with good intention, but with bad execution. What I think is that if we go in depth about every single detailed play, is that you will not learn and you will be overwhelmed by the information that you are given with. So, as a TLDR of what happened, let your tanks be in front first. You need to be way in the back all the time. As a support, you either need to sit at least back in, like, right in the back of the tanks, preferably in a way bigger distance. That's the first thing. Second, the second you hear a really important ability, you need to calculate in your mind how many seconds until that guy has an ability. For instance, you see the hog, you know that he hooks you, you know that he has a hook, and that's a really important ability. So the second he uses hook, you don't look at the clock or start counting in your head. You know that he doesn't have hook for, let's say, 6, 7 seconds or something like that. So you know that 2 seconds have passed, and that if you're gonna peek and they are gonna pass 2 or 3 seconds, you can get hooked by the hog. Which, when the wall drops, you know that in this second he should have the hook back up. The wall drops, the hog is in front, you could have gotten hooked and been dead. And again, another thing about tunnel visioning, you took the decision of tunnel visioning and healing the diva, which was a good at intention, but overall, um, like, not the correct choice. So the thing I see that defines you as a player is that you have the intention and you pick something. So that's a thing that is really hard to teach by just going with the flow and doing something. You need to have fewer possibilities in mind, you know? So that's your main goal. When you go in game, you need to isolate yourself from a lot of things and, like, try and think less. I think you think a little bit too more, and when you think about something, you go with it, not considering what can happen if you go with it. If you want me to bug you, I'll bug you. Good thing that you don't walk in the middle, than that you walk towards the left side. That's good, like you have cover, you know. Now you're sitting behind the Ryan shield. The sleep was good intentions, shouldn't sleep between this and this, so that was not your bad. Go inside and trying to nade the Rhine was again with good intention. I think that was the correct thing for you to do. And then you're trying to
Alright,
isolate
so
yourself.
the turret it is on.
So the thing is, again, like always, wait, I need to open paint again. So this is, wait, this is your team. This is you. If your team is like this and they walk in towards that direction, you don't need to be here, here, or even here. You need to be here, or here, or preferably, if you can get the same results, here. So if in a world where you can get the same results of you healing, nading, sleeping people, it is better to play from the safer spot than from the riskier spot. So these are your tanks, this is your Reinhardt, this is everything. You don't need to sit like right behind him. You need, like, his shield can block, his shield, let's say, blocks this, okay? So if his shield blocks this area, and wait, right, no, not this, okay, and if his shield breaks this area and the people can see you like from here, then that means that they can shoot you towards this small distance. So if you're sitting here, you can get killed from here. If you're sitting here, you can get killed from here. So for you, the safest spot to be in is for you to sit behind the Rhine shield anywhere in this place, in this potential example, because this is the amount of cover you have. So always have cover, you know. Like over here, this is good, the intention is good. You sit left side, and then you for a second get out of cover, and then you go in and they can shoot you from everywhere. You wanting to nade him was good, but now you stop nading him. You get cover over here, they can't shoot you, but then you start flanking around. Well, 4 people are still alive. You know, you're exposing yourself to damage. And I don't think that the fight would have been won because of you surviving, but in the smallest effect of it had, like, would have been you giving them ult charge.
He's on the right side. Fucking McCree. He's on the right side.
So, okay, let's leave it like this. The nade was good intention. See, in this situation, small thing, I think you won the fight. The Gnan was good, the sleep was... This was really good. The only thing I can tell you was you can still have the same effect. Like, there's nobody over here, you can still heal them up and then do a sleep and do damage to the enemies if you just sit here and you have cover, instead of just going in front with the tanks like I just showed you. Because now you are in front with the tanks and you get melee-ulted. And if you would have stayed in the back, you wouldn't got melee-ulted, you know? The Nano was sick, the sleep was sick.
I have my ult.
That was fucked. I would have naded instantly him and let myself die, to be honest, instead of doing something else. This happens. Get a point? Oh my god, please get a point. Good thing that you got a point.
Strike, guys. What's your strike? You're all going right? Okay. I'll flank middle when time's right.
This Steve up, bro. He needs to be higher. They gotta pick. The sleep was like so random, but when you do random sleeps, if you hit them, then really nice. The nade was sick. One thing you can do with the nade against Hog is try to nade him when he starts healing. Until then, don't nade him. Because if you nade him, then he won't heal. So he still has the ability after. So again, you get hooked, you get out, don't heal him instantly. Don't nade him instantly because he's probably gonna E. When he starts Eing, then you heal him because he's immobile, like he can't shoot you.
I got you, Anna.
They got a turret on the left in the opening there.
maybe I can take it out. I'm not sure.
It's hard, I'm trying to do it.
It's not random if you hear
They
it.
will be such a buy on the top.
Now, two people are dead. You just need to go back. 3 people are dead. You're backing off. That's
I got
good.
ult just now.
That was a small
I have
mechanical
my
thing.
ult too.
Okay, no
I'm
problem.
dead. Wait for it.
Should I go for straight ult?
Well, one thing I see is that you never request healing. Like you should just press. You should request healing and you should press tab more. You know. That's you press tab so you know what the enemy team has and like try and calculate what their ultimates are and so on.
They start
And
pushing, then you do it.
you ask for heal so the other support can heal up also.
Okay, let me know. Let me know when.
See now, this situation was really random because
No.
your team didn't group up.
Let me know when.
You're like in front of everybody. Same thing that we talked about.
Now.
Okay.
Okay, we have Nano Visor. Nano good. Soldier kill the Moxie please. Keep your nades more selfish, more towards you, because you see that the other support doesn't heal you that much, so that's one small mistake. The nading heal was fine, but you can't deny that damage boosted May, and with Orisa ult,
We
wow.
have it. We have it.
The dodges bro. Crouch! Oh, so close, so close. Hey there Genji-san. So again, you regroup. It's so annoying on 2CPs because you need to stay like behind your tanks to get in a good spot unless you do that you're gonna get fucked. Again, the nade, like try and use it as smartly as you can. Don't like you can afford to do random sleeps from time to time, but the nade is the only resource of you healing yourself back up. So in case you're low and there's no other healer around and you don't have any health packs, you need to nade yourself, you know. So try to conserve your nade more. Like use your nade only when you can get sounding out of it. Don't use your nade in order to just poke them out, you know. You use your nade only for a last shot or to heal yourself up. Yeah, Genji-san. I'm gonna upload this VOD on my channel because I've been talking for the past 40 minutes, I think. So if you wanna check it out, it's a silver player that I really think it belongs in diamond slash plat and with a bit of effort and master. And the mistakes are the basic ones done by people like in every grading, in my opinion. So just positioning issues, uh, um, aspects regarding how to use abilities and when to use abilities, and what else about how to get cover and how to micromanage the decisions you're taking, as in having fewer options than the ones presented on your screen.
Almost taken it.
And Darkcraft is one of the subs, and I'm gonna do at least one sub VOD review every week. So I did one for Everion, I think. I don't know. I did a lot of VOD reviews for people that subbed slash donated.
You go, guys. You got this. You got this. Let's go.
Sleep on Bastion, bro. Really decent. The Bastion sitting in front of the shield. Okay, one small thing about here, like small mechanical thing. You see the Muxie flying in, you see the hog low, you tunnel vision and you wanna nade the hog when you can just nade here and also nade the Muxie and the hog. See? Like you just nade here because you see him low because he was here. You could have just naded here and the effect would have been the same. Like this game comes with experience because I see you're also kind of not low level but level 200 and so on. It's fine. The sleep bro. Like the mechanics are there. Oh yeah, rank, you're right. I forgot about that. Oh, it's a draw. Don't tell me it's a draw, bro. So unlucky.
I'm sorry, guys. It's over.
It's 2 CP lol. No problem in that.